What's up guys, this is Henry Neal and you're welcome to yet another video on my channel. Today I'll be giving you my unboxing and initial impressions of the Xiaomi Mi 8. Without wasting much time, let's get started. The Mi 8 comes in three variants. First, the regular Xiaomi Mi 8. Then we have the Xiaomi Mi 8 Explorer Edition, which is very similar to the regular Mi 8 but comes with a see-through glass back, pressure sensitive in-display fingerprint scanner, and a 3D face unlock feature. And finally, we have the budget Mi 8 SE, a cheaper, smaller variant with 5.8-inch screen and a Snapdragon 710 processor. With that out of the way, let's unbox the regular Xiaomi Mi 8. The box is pretty simple and has just the basics in it. The phone itself, a charging brick, a USB Type-C cable, a phone case, a 3.5mm jack to USB Type-C cable converter, your SIM ejector tool, and paperwork. The standard edition of the Xiaomi Mi 8, that's the one I have here, comes with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 processor, 6GB of RAM, and storage of up to 256GB. And it's got a 3400 mAh battery. I have the 128GB version and it cost me a total of about $480. I'll roll in the spec sheet while we set up the device. The Mi 8 came with MIUI 9.5 on board, but I knew I didn't want to run that version of MIUI, so I decided to sideload the new MIUI 10 beta ROM. And oh boy, am I glad I did. MIUI 10 is a marriage of the smoothness of iOS and the versatility of Android, and it's absolutely beautiful. I'll speak more on this later in the video, but let's take a look at the physical features of the Xiaomi Mi 8. Up front we have a 6.21-inch 1080p AMOLED display, and yes, it's got a notch. Some people like the notch, some people hate it. I'm indifferent. In fact, it's grown on me and I kinda like the way it flows with Xiaomi's MIUI 10. Still talking about the display, it comes with the HDR10 technology for even brighter and sharper images, and its colors are beautiful. The colors are vivid, images are simply gorgeous. It's almost perfect. There's no glare on this device and its viewing angles are great. In that notch up front, you'll find a 20 megapixel front facing camera with 1.8 micron pixels and an f2.0 aperture. This camera uses something called a pixel binning technology to combine 4 single pixels into one large pixel for better low light selfie. This notch also houses an infrared camera for ultra fast face unlock, an earpiece, and a notification LED. Moving on to the back of the Mi 8, you'll find a dual rear camera setup consisting of the main camera, which is 12 megapixel with a 1.4 micron pixel and 4-axis optical image stabilization with an f1.8 aperture, and the secondary camera is a 12 megapixel telephoto camera with 1.0 micron pixels and an f2.4 aperture. The cameras are laid out in just the same way as you have it on the iPhone X. There's a fingerprint scanner at the back of the device as well, and nothing else. To the right of the device you've got a power button and volume buttons. To the left of the device there's nothing but a dual SIM tray slot. At the bottom of the device we have a USB Type-C port flanked by 2 speaker grills and a microphone. Enough with the physical specs, let's talk about the software running the whole show, MIUI 10. Talking about MIUI 10, this is the crown jewel of this device. Given the device hardware looks great, but the software is even more beautiful. I don't know if it makes sense comparing the software to hardware looks, but you'll quickly forget the hardware once you start using Xiaomi's MIUI 10. It's smooth. Its transitions are incredibly enjoyable. I found myself constantly pulling down the notification shade just so I could see that beautiful arrangement of rounded boxes well placed and delivering top-notch satisfaction. MIUI 10 uses a gesture-based navigation system and it's brilliant and works seamlessly. In fact, after using the device for just 2 days, the gestures were so natural I found myself replicating those gestures in my Samsung Galaxy S8. Of course, I was becoming frustrated with the buttons on the Samsung. as the gesture-based navigation of the Mi 8 had already rewired my brain to believe all smartphones were supposed to work this way. Let's talk about the notification shade. Xiaomi has designed the notification shade from the ground up, using some design elements from Apple's iOS and complementing them with mannerisms that we've seen in the upcoming Android 9.0. The animations are beautiful and everything just makes sense. Another area where the software shines is in the recents menu. I must confess I didn't like the way it looked when I saw it in pictures online, but seeing this menu in person and using it, this is by far better than what other softwares have put in place for their recent menu. It's incredibly brilliant and it makes a lot of sense. You also get to see more app cards at a go and can tap and hold to view extra options for app info, app lock, and split screen. Most of the apps have been redesigned and they look gorgeous, from the weather app to the notes app to the music app. They've also built straight into the software a lot of tools that you would have had to download third-party apps for, and this, in my opinion, is a great thing. Xiaomi is really hitting a home run on this one. The settings menu is super clean and much friendly, and when you can't find a setting, just use the search box at the top of the settings page. If a beta version of the MIUI 10 software is this good, then I can only imagine how good the final product will be. Note, however, that some things are incomplete being a beta version, but it works very well. Talking about cameras, DxOMark scored the cameras on the Mi 8 a total of 105 points, putting it at par with the likes of the Google Pixel camera. Now, while I can't say it's better than the Pixel's camera, it's pretty decent and it takes some really great photos. 20 megapixel front-facing selfie shooter is quite sharp and takes well-balanced photos, although I discovered that it does a lot of smoothing, making your picture lose some details. The rear cameras are both 12 megapixel and the primary rear camera on the back is optically stabilized to give you smoother videos.
Most lovely name I've ever heard. Now keep my mind on things above.
The camera app interface reminds me of the iPhone's interface. It's simple to use, comes with several modes including short video, photo, portrait, square, panorama, and manual shooting modes. Photos are clear, vibrant, sharp, well balanced. Every photo I took looked great and I was overall impressed. Let's take a look at some of the photos. Battery life on any new smartphone is good, which is the case here, but I'll have to put the device through its paces to know just how great the battery on this device is. The Mi 8 comes with a 3400 mAh battery, which takes approximately an hour and a half to go from 0 to 100% using the included charger. LTE connection on this device is great. I'm on the Airtel LTE network and oh boy, it's really fast. I really wanted to be sure about this, so I put my Airtel SIM back in my Samsung just to test it out, and the speeds could not be compared. On the Xiaomi Mi 8, I was reaching speeds of between 5 and 10 Mbps in downloads, and sometimes getting up to 13 Mbps, as you can see in the screenshots. I also reached speeds of between 3.8 and 6.7 Mbps in upload speeds. This is absolutely awesome. The device has got dual GPS for even better performance in maps. The device has also got simultaneous 4G connection features, so you can stay connected to two 4G networks on both SIM cards, and this, in my opinion, is quite brilliant. So I've been going on and on about the good things about this device, and yes, I know some of you would think I'm being all positive about this device, but there are a couple of things I do not like about the Xiaomi Mi 8, and number one on that list is the lack of a headphone jack. Although this is an ongoing trend, but I do not see the reason why they take off the headphone jack. I think it's stupid in my opinion. Audio quality was great using the included converter and a pair of wired headphones, but it would have been more convenient to be able to charge and listen to music at the same time. Moving on, YouTube videos are kept at a 16:9 aspect ratio, so no matter what you do, you can't go full screen on YouTube. I hope to provide a fix for this in a later update. 3. When you turn off the display, it isn't completely black like what you have on other flagship models with AMOLED panels. I guess it had to do with the way they laminated the glass. 4. The Mi 8 does not have any IP rating, so we don't know if it's water or dust resistant. Some of you may say this is not an issue, but trust me, if you've used a device that's water safe, you know how necessary this feature is. And finally, a lot of people complain about the notifications being poor on Xiaomi phones, and this is a very well-known fact. But truth is, Xiaomi does this in order to extend battery life. But that's not to say there isn't a workaround for this. You can turn on notifications for each individual apps you want and you will be absolutely fine. For those of you who would like to know how to do this, I'll leave a link in the video description to an article showing you how to get all your notifications on your Xiaomi device. In conclusion, this device is unbelievably good. Considering its price and what you're getting, it will be quite hard justifying why you should spend more money on a $900 to a $1,000 phone when you can easily pick up the Xiaomi Mi 8 for less than $500. As for ratings, I'll give it a 4 out of 5 for camera, a 4 out of 5 for software, 4 out of 5 for battery, 4 out of 5 for design, 4.4 out of 5 for communication, and a 4.7 out of 5 for performance. So this device has an overall score of 25.1 out of 30. That's about an 83.3% rating. I'll leave links in the video description to where you can pick up this device. Note it's not for sale in Nigeria, so you might have to ship it in. Thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions or you'd like to see a comparison video of the Xiaomi with another device, let me know down below. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell icon so you're notified whenever I put up a new video. And follow me at Henry Neo on social media so you can see what I'm up to when I'm not on video on YouTube. Until I come your way again, stay safe and have a great day. Peace.